Hello. I have an update on my reporting about the trans terror cult linked to 6 deaths in the US and whose members remain armed and at large and dangerous. So I've obtained an image of the commune that the terror cult lived in Vallejo, California, which is in the Bay Area, back in 2022. That was a significant year for them because that was, as far as we know, the first year that they launched one of their attempted killings, and that was of the landlord of the property, Curtis Lint, who at that time was 80 years old. 3 members are alleged to have launched a sword attack on him, a very brutal one that left him barely alive, lost an eye, had cuts and stab wounds all over his body, and he was impaled during the attack. And he had a firearm at that time that was used to defend himself, and he was able to kill one of the militants. So if you look at the image of this lot, and they have been squatting there for years, according to witnesses and Mr. Lint himself, when he gave testimony before he was ultimately assassinated in January of this year, the militants had been living in these box trucks, and what they were doing inside is a big mystery. After the first assassination attempt of Mr. Lint, he told media that inside this abandoned property, because the two of the members were arrested and charged for attempted murder and murder. Jack Z's Lesota lived on this property, and he's the ringleader, the cult leader of this movement, and he remains at large currently. He has an arrest warrant in both California as well as Pennsylvania, and there's another trans person high up in the group, you could say, named Jasper Gwen Danielson, whose whereabouts are also unknown, and the two of them faked their deaths in 2022. But neighbors had said that the militants who were living there were really bizarre, go figure, such as walking around nude or partially unclothed and wearing gas masks. And if you zoom in and look at the image that I have posted, you can see one of the militants doing that. And um, I believe that the person in the photo is either Amir Emma Bohanian, which was one of the militants that was killed in the 2022 attack on Mr. Lint, or it is Suri Dow, who's another trans member who's facing charges for murder and attempted murder. So continue to follow my reporting. I am committed to the story because one important element of it is being omitted in the mainstream media. And on a different note, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this festive looking jacket, I thought I'd put on something a bit um, uh, celebratory in regards to the Lunar New Year this last week. The 29th of January was the first date of the new year, and celebrations typically last a week, several weeks in Asian countries where it's celebrated. And I didn't get to do anything because I was so busy reporting on this. So um, I'm wearing this, and I wish you all a happy Lunar New Year. In Asia, in Southeast Asia, for the communities that celebrate it, my family comes from Vietnam. It's the biggest holiday of the year, and it's in many ways analogous to how Westerners celebrate Christmas. People go home to maybe if they're from the countryside, they go for a whole week to spend time with their families. There's foods associated with it, the holiday, and music and all that. This year, based on the Chinese zodiac calendar, is the year of the snake. Um, I just think about um, all the snakes that I've encountered in my life in the course of my reporting, and people have disappointed me as well, have turned out to be not very trustworthy. That's not traditionally what the year of the snake is meant to symbolize, but I just thought of that this year. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please subscribe to me on X And if you haven't yet, please read the New York Post report that was published on Friday about the trans terror cult that I wrote. And if you have a chance, pick it up in print because the images accompanying the story show the links much more clearly than in more easily to understand, I should say, than in writing. And thank you, everyone. Goodbye.